Greetings and salutations, I am the Raven, and this time I shall be discussing the Dragon Age modding scene and what I feel are some of the biggest letdowns that is going. Pretty much in kind to my DeviantArt letdowns. So let me just set the scene for you. Dragon Age Origins has with it a very large modding community, even true of Dragon Age 2. Because let's put it there are aspects that for both games that can be improved through modding. And this is especially true of vanilla Dragon Age Origins. For let's put it this way, for as well as it is put together, it has problems. Problems that are especially solved through modding. What are these problems I'm talking about? Let's put it this way. There are certain options in dialogue, certain choices that are missing. Two of which are covered in two major dialogue option restorers. The Alistair Restoration Pack and the Morgan Restoration Pack. I'm not sure exactly that's what I call, but that's the general gist. Before becoming Old Grey Warden, you can ask Alistair about what it takes, what is the ritual to become a Grey Warden, and he won't answer. However, with the Alistair Restoration Patch in place, if you have a high enough charm, he will answer you to a certain degree. He won't give you the whole truth, but he will give you something. True can be said to be the same of the Morgan Restoration Patch, because there are certain options missing involving her. One example as such is after you completed the Circle Tower quest line, I believe you do have the option of turning Morgan into the Templars. Basically saying, hey guys, I found his apostate. And of course he's not very happy about this. Morgan turns into a dog and disappears. Thus leading to the little theory that the little dog by Sten at the end of the game by the table is actually Morgan. This is with the restoration of patch in place. There are choices missing. Dialogue options without triggers. Restoration patches work wonders for the game. And if you don't want to be forking out for DLC, armor and weapons, just get the modded stuff. You're not paying for it. It's probably even better as well. Probably better looking as well. Because let's put it this way, I have a fair few items involving maid's gear. Because let's put it this way, the maid's gear in both Origins and DA2 is not the best looking, especially if you're talking about hats. But this is about the letdowns of the modding scene, and I shall bring you this little summary in a comparison. I am using a mod that basically turns all the Canary in Origins to what they look like in Dragon Age 2, thus presenting them out as something other than human. Because let's put it this way, a Canary in Dragon Age Origins might as well be human for all they look like. Now for the opposite, the mods that alter the appearance but ultimately take away. Two of which are fairly new to the Nexus, and I don't like them at all. They are just going against the character, going against the grain as such. The first one covers Zevran, and this mod basically takes Zevran and turns him into what he was in the concept art. If you've seen or own the Dragon Age RPG books, you have seen this piece of artwork. It is him in the very spiky armour, with a slick back hair, looking just generally like he came from a Japanese RPG. Well, someone has taken that facial design and slapped it on Zevran. He looks like he came out of a boy band. This is not Zevran. There have been tons of face morphs. Some for just general NPCs, quite a lot of them for your actual companions. Some I can actually agree with, such as those that convert Morgan, Liliana and Sten into their Sacred Ashes appearances. Those look nice, and in sort of lore friendly, at least to the adverts. However, just like the one I described, basically turning Zevon into a member of a boy band, we also have the same person making a mod which makes Win younger. Yes. Someone has been de-aging Win because they felt it was more truer to her being a spirit healer. Sod definition of her character. They just think, oh, this will work better for Win because she's a spirit healer. No. This is not right at all. Because if you are of the like mind of me and generally accept the vanilla look of the characters as, yes, this is them, major changes are not acceptable. They changed her hair where it's all wavy and all over the place, and this is not Win. Win is rather tidy, she's clean, she's ordered. She's got it tied back in a bun for a reason. It keeps it out the way. But to make her younger as well, she is a older, experienced character. She has travelled as best she could for her maids. She's seen the world. She has learned. Her age is part of who she is. Part of the definition of someone who's lived some life in comparison to the younger ones. But here we have someone making Win younger. No. There are plenty of face masks. Some are just tweaking. One of which I liked and regret not downloading now, which was to tone down the look of Morgan, because the purple eyeshadow is frankly a bit much. Especially for someone who's supposed to live in the wild. There are face mods to change them to make them more attractive, both in Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2. Which brings me to two of the biggest offenders there is for discrimination. Aveline, the badass Aveline, who is the elder sister to Hawk, if you play things right. She has been designed in such a way that she ain't exactly the most feminine looking, but she's definitely one of the more badass of characters. And what happens to her? Time and again, at least one mod out there, wouldn't be surprised if there's at least 5, basically adds a more feminine touch to her, just to add a more fitter, defined chin. No, that's not right. That's like taking away her freckles. That's like changing her hair away from the red to something else. Her design is part of her who she is. And just for a bigger offender for that, we come to Isabella. She's Ravani. Thus she is dark skinned. However, what happens to her? I have seen at least 3 different mods on the Nexus that makes her white. One excuse for it is, oh, because I find her more attractive that way. Preference is one thing, whitewashing a character just so you can find them more attractive is another. It's discrimination. Racist against Isabella by making her white by changing who she is. Sexist against Aveline for changing her into something more feminine when she's not, when she has a tint of what can be defined as masculine, but still, it's her. I can accept the modifications to Hawk and the Warden character, because these are your characters. You can do what the hell you want with them. But when you're touching with the NPCs, the important NPCs certainly, and the companions, then it's a different matter. Imagine this as a writer or just general character designer. You have spent an age designing this character and just defining their little quirks, their appearance and all that lot, and then you think, finally to the point, you got them, you hit the nail on the head, this is who they are, this is what they look like. All that time and effort has been worth it. And then what does someone do? Someone comes along, they change an aspect of the character, they change an aspect of what they look like. For all that work you have put in is, they had just basically spat in your face and said, no, they would be better this way. It is an insult to the character, it is an insult to the creator. So yes, mods can make things better. It can improve the gameplay. There are certain mods that improve the difficulty for those who think Dragon Age 2 is too easy. There are certain mods that add certain aspects of characters that are absent, such as one for Ogren that makes him look a little more intoxicated as well when involving the eyes. But still, when you're messing with characters such as Aveline and Isabella, just because you don't think they look right, that's not on. I have yet to see any mods out there that basically take Duncan, or any male dark-skinned character, and turn them white. So far, this racism has just been primarily aimed, for all I know, against the female characters. I don't get people why swarm over these thinking, oh, this is good, this is awesome, oh, this really suits this character, when it's a portrayal of them. As I said, insult to the character, portraying who they are. Insult to the creators who spent time making them. A waste of a mod, these are. So, this is me, done with the ranting for now. Take care, people.